Like I had cut a friend's bangs.
Okay.
That's terrifying. Bangs are so scary.
Yeah.
And I did it, and then she slapped me in the face and ran out of the house. Hair school's not fun.
Okay.
You're not really learning anything. They don't want to feel like you're actually like better at hair than they are, you know, because they're kind of like looking down on you, not wishing you the best,
right.
you know.
That makes sense.
APTHCRY on the wave. Shoes off, pause, yeah, let's get it. Shoes off, but the vibes stay loud. APTHCRY heat, yeah, I'm flexing in the crowd. Socks on the scene, that's a subtle little flex. Talking.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm here with Ashley, owner of the renowned and amazing hair studio in Philadelphia, ALC. ALC Studios or ALC?
ALC Studio.
ALC Studio.
ALC Hair Studio.
ALC Hair Studio. Well, it's one of, legitimately, like when I went to your office, I was blown away because it's in this beautiful like high rise.
Yeah.
And you literally get up there and you're seeing this whole view of the city, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if my clients come to me for my skills or my view.
Well, it's amazing. And the fact that, so the reason I wanted you on the podcast is because I really look up to what you've done. I really love the way that you've positioned yourself in the industry, and I really think that your story is inspirational for people. So I wanted to have you on and talk about it and kind of figure out how you got to where you were, and then just go from there.
Thanks, Seth.
So yeah, of course.
I'm so flattered. Am I your first female?
You
on the
actually
pod?
are. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being the guinea pig, because I could be terrible at interviewing women. I don't know.
About hair.
Okay, so let's start by telling us tell me about your studio.
Okay.
And not even how it got started, but just what you do currently. Like, what's your...
Okay, currently the studio is just mine. It's a very small studio. It's just me, and I have an assistant who's actually my sister.
Oh, awesome.
So it's amazing.
That's awesome.
And then I have like a subcontract
Okay.
stylist. So I'm open to like renting space with other stylists if they're traveling. Like a lot of stylists now are doing hair in like LA, New York, Philly. So they just
Gotcha.
need somewhere to be when they're here.
So is that sort of like, I've noticed with barbers, a lot of barbers who own their own shops do something similar. Is that the same sort of idea where you have a space that you can either bring people in on a temporary basis, or you can literally hire someone as like a 1099 sort of contractor?
Exactly.
Okay. Very cool.
Exactly.
Very cool. Is that how, so I know with, not to go too far off of the path here, but with like tattoo artists, I know you've got to do like a whole, you don't have to, but like there's a whole like mentoring situation. Is that something? Apprenticing. That's what yeah.
I think that's like the most important thing
Okay.
for anyone seeking to be a successful hairstylist.
That makes sense.
I mean, anywhere from like 1 to 5 years,
Okay.
I think people have to assist.
That makes sense.
It's not, the education isn't good enough where you can just come out and jump into it. Like
Right.
the learning happens after, when you start experiencing.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And I feel like hair is pretty high stakes, because it's like one of those things where it's like you were literally designing someone's head that they're going to walk around in for however long.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I'm kind of over the nerves.
Okay. How long did
Not
that take?
completely. You still need nerves, or
Okay,
I
fair
feel
enough.
like you can't be too confident.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did that take? A long time.
Okay.
It might have been like a year ago.
Really?
Like just where I felt calm and like just happy and like confident and just comfortable, you
Right.
know?
That
But
makes
of course,
sense.
like new clients, even current clients, I still get nerves.
Right. That makes sense. Okay. Well, tell me a bit about how did the studio get started?
The studio got started. It wasn't in the plans for
Okay.
me. I mean, I kind of always thought I could own a business one day, and
Mm-hmm.
like other people thought that about me as well. But I worked in a little big salon
Okay.
in Rittenhouse, Philadelphia.
Was that sort of your apprentice time?
That's where I apprenticed.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
So they were very well known. About 14 stylists.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I assisted there. Maybe a year and a half in, I already had my chair part-time.
That's awesome.
Which is not normal. Like, some people need 5 years. I think I could have done more. Like,
Okay.
I think there's no such thing as too much education.
So for me, like, when you say you've got your chair part-time, does that mean you had a spot that was yours? Like, meaning that was no one could kind of borrow that, like, on a temporary basis or
So when I say have my chair, that means like I'm a stylist, not an assistant
Gotcha.
anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
so
cool. Okay.
I was doing like 2 days a week as a stylist, and then 3 days a week or 4 as an
Okay.
assistant. Like
Okay.
at one point I was working 6 days.
Wow.
For a long time.
I feel like so are these long days too, or does it depend on how many people you have coming in?
It can be like anywhere from 8 to 12.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. And are you on like an on-call
12's
basis
not
for certain
often,
clients?
but like 10 is kind of normal.
That makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really like you've got people scheduling, and then do you have walk-ins? Like, is that something that happens a lot?
Not really. Like I'm on the 26th floor, so I don't think it's possible, but it's all word of mouth, honestly.
That's awesome.
I think I'm not like I don't have a big social media following.
You do have a pretty sizable,
So-
and I wanted to get into that a little bit later because I love the way that you've been promoting the brand through social media, but we'll get into that in a minute. But
you.
yeah, definitely.
Thanks.
Okay, so for the place you apprenticed at, was that on a lower floor than 26th floor?
It was 3rd floor.
Okay, so you've
Mm-hmm.
made some moves. You've taken literally some steps up, literally and figuratively. So how did it all begin? Like, where did you get into the love of styling and hair and things like that?
So I guess high school when
Okay.
my friends were just like, you know how to do hair, so do my hair. But I had no idea what I was doing. My best friend, I still do her hair to this day. She has the most difficult hair
Okay.
out of all of my clients to this day.
What is
so
it?
I
What
feel
do you mean
like,
difficult hair? Sorry for.
sorry for her, but she has very curly,
Gotcha.
short hair that doesn't grow very well. So like literally she was in 8th grade and I was gluing extensions in her hair.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I
Okay.
taught myself extensions when I was in high school, and then she would be like, okay, highlight it. So I would just do it.
That's awesome.
I mean, I don't recommend it. Like, don't try this at home.
Right.
Like, I had cut a friend's bangs.
Okay.
That's terrifying. Bangs
I
are
bet.
so scary
Yeah.
for everyone. She was like, no, you're going to do great. Do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it. And then she slapped me in the face and ran out of the house.
That's a good story.
Trial
I
and
mean,
error.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
feel like you have to have that one person that's faith in you initially, because that's the person that, and especially in service industries or any kind of product industry, I feel like it's necessary because you need to have someone else to buy the thing that you're selling.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So
And,
where did it go from there?
Well, actually, in high school, I started babysitting for a hairstylist.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
she was a single mom. She did great for herself. Like, what I thought at the time, I was just like, okay, I could be a hairstylist and be able to support myself.
Right.
I didn't know that it would be as successful as it is, but I
That's
was
awesome.
like, oh, I'll be able to get by.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
I'll be all right. So she really inspired me. She always did my hair when I would babysit and like taught me a lot.
That's awesome.
So I guess I was like ahead of the game a little bit. And you know, she inspired me. She was like, you can do it. And I went to college for a couple years, and I had an aunt that was like, what are you doing? Like, just go to hair school. And I literally just walked out of accounting class. That's where it ended for me.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to apply. And
That's
I started.
awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like I really have been thinking about this a lot recently, and I do want to talk to you about it. Like, the idea that for years it's been like college is a must, like you have to go to college. But then looking
Yeah.
at what successful people are doing, a majority of them, it's either they started their own business, they're in an industry that maybe like. In my head, when it comes to college, and maybe I'm being hypocritical here because I went to college for a design degree, which I don't even use anymore. But regardless, like unless you've got a degree that really requires like, medical or whatever, like I feel like in a lot of senses now, student loan debt is so crazy. And it's one of those things where just do what you love. And if you do what you love and you're reasonably good at it, you can make a good living doing it.
Exactly.
I kind of lost the question there, but there was a question in there somewhere.
No,
but
I mean, no offense to my parents, but they really wanted me to try college. I'm the oldest,
Right.
and like no one in my family really went to college. So I started with community, and like,
That's
but I
awesome.
always knew I wanted to do hair.
Right.
So yeah, like college, I like at 18, I don't feel like you
You have no idea.
can choose. Yeah, that
Yeah.
you can just choose and be like, okay, I'm gonna go spend 80 grand,
Yep. Yeah.
and I don't know what I want to
Yeah.
do. So
Yep.
just make sure you know what you want to do. If it's a trade, just go to trade school. I mean, I think a lot of people go to college to party.
Completely agree. Well, and while that's great, hey, it's great. You can also party outside of college without
Yeah, I'm
spending
not against
$50,000 a
it.
year.
I'm so proud of you for
Yeah, thanks.
having a college degree.
Oh, but okay. So you went to hairstyling school. How was that? How was that experience?
Hair school's not fun.
Okay.
Not fun. I feel like they still treat you like you're a child and you're not really learning anything. and
Okay.
They don't want you to. They don't want to feel like you're actually like better at hair than they are. You know,
Interesting,
because they're
interesting.
yeah, they're teachers. They probably don't have a lot of experience behind the chair, so you just
Right.
feel like they're kind of like looking down on you. Not not wishing you the best,
Right.
you know?
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like you have to pass this state test,
Right.
and then you get out. It's not like...
Okay. How long is it? Like, is it a couple months? Is it a couple years? Like,
It's
what's
1,250 hours.
Okay.
So I guess you
Good amount of
you
time.
could do it in 11 months.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. Okay. And then in terms of that, like, is it mostly technique? Is it also, do they teach you any of the business side of things, or is it all like...
No, wait. There is like the sanitation part
Okay.
and like anatomy.
That makes sense.
Everything like that.
That
So
makes
there's
sense.
a written test. There was a practical test.
Gotcha.
But now you
don't do that
don't even
anymore.
have to do a practical test.
I'm surprised. That's crazy.
Like I had to show like sanitize my hands, like how to put gloves on, how to section hair, how to wrap a perm in a test, and now you don't even have to do that.
So do they...
You just have to answer multiple choice questions.
Wow, okay. Is that something that, I mean, it's obviously important, but like, would you learn that outside of, or could you, I guess you have to figure it out when you get to the actual job or working, because it's like, you're kind of, okay.
Yeah, and a lot of
Wow.
stuff you learn, like, they're behind. So when you get out, you're like, oh, this is what balayage is. Like,
Okay.
they didn't teach this in school.
What is
Or-
balayage?
It's a hand-painted
Okay.
technique where you highlight the hair instead of, you've probably seen, like, people get foils in their hair.
Oh, that's what
It's a little different, a little freehand. It's a French
Gotcha.
word that means freehand. So it's
Okay.
like freehand painting on the color.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very
but,
cool.
Like, we weren't taught that.
Right.
And that's why I'm still taking classes to this day, you know?
Makes sense. So you can always, I feel like it's one of those things, and as most things are, but you can always learn more. There's always new techniques coming out. There's always new
Exactly.
styles. You've got to learn all the new styles. Interesting. Okay.
It's really easy to find like amazing teachers on social media,
Mm-hmm.
and they're already giving you so much free education on there, but they
Right.
offer classes that you can pay for and go as
That's
well.
awesome.
So like I think that's something good that's come from social media. Like I learned so much on there. It's like really nice that people share their craft for free. I mean, I'm sure they're getting paid by Instagram, but
Right, yeah.
it's good for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like providing value on social media is one of the biggest reasons why people blow up. For that exact reason, because it's like you can really learn so much, especially if someone's aspiring to do what you do, or maybe you're aspiring to do something else. I feel like that's super important. But yeah, okay. So tell me about, so after school, you went into, did you go directly into the not the internship, what's the word again? Mentorship.
I'll tell you. So I feel
Okay.
like a lot of my success comes from like other people. Like
Okay.
I just feel like I'm lucky.
Okay.
I've just met the right people, and people, I don't know if it's because of the way I treat them, but I've had like people help me, and they're just like, it's so nice to know people that are supportive and not competitive, you know?
That's awesome.
So while I was in school, I worked at a bar restaurant in Fishtown, Northern Liberties.
Shout out Northern Liberties.
And yeah, it was in the Piazza when the Piazza was cool.
Love that.
And my manager got her hair done at this really high-end salon
Okay.
in Center City, and she was like, when you're done, like, I'll connect you, no problem. And I went in, had an interview, a few interviews, and I got it.
That's awesome.
That's the last job interview I've had.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
So
amazing.
I got it. I assisted there for a few years. I got my chair full time. Assisting, it was so much work, but I loved it. It was like an adrenaline rush. Like,
Right.
you're working on so many clients a day because
That's awesome.
the stylist was so busy. They're like double booking, and you're just so busy. And at the end of the day, it's like so rewarding. Once I became a stylist, I was there for another like 7 years. I think I did 10 years there, and my time there just came to an end. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I wanted to go. It was pretty sudden. I
Right.
did not expect it. Wasn't planning on leaving,
Right.
but things happen. And just from like networking with the hairstyling community in Philadelphia, I got so lucky. A friend of mine I never even hung out with, we were just friends on social media, called me. She knew my old boss, and she knew how things work in the industry.
Right.
And she called me and she was like, I'm here to support you. You're fine. You're going to be fine.
That's awesome.
I was in New York for my 30th birthday by myself, and she gave me that call.
Oh my gosh.
And she was like, when you get home from New York, you're going to come to my salon.
That's awesome.
And you can, she's like, I know someone who has a chair open, just rent from him basically for a couple years until you figure out what you're going to do. And 4 days after I left my old job, I was doing all of my clients in
That's
this chair
awesome.
that my friend Jen set me up with. She's
Oh my gosh.
amazing.
That's awesome. That's incredible.
Yeah, so I stayed there for about a year and realized like people in the industry are out doing their own thing now. Like you don't have to be in this big salon. You can be on the 26th floor in a 800 square foot studio.
That's awesome.
And I decided I wanted to get my own space, and I just
That's
went
sick.
for it. Yeah, I think like a month after I left my job and was working in that one chair, I had about like 100 clients in my book.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, after like a month. So it's like, I was told at that old salon that like, these aren't your clients, these are ours. It's because of our name on the window, not because of you.
Right.
And when I left, I just had so much support. Like, my clients found me no matter
awesome.
what, and like,
That's awesome.
It was amazing.
So what's the usual like amount of clients that you see in a month? Do people come back every month, or is it a different kind of cadence? Does it depend on the person?
So I'm very versatile. I don't do just one thing.
Okay.
I do cutting, color, styling, extensions. So it really depends. Like, I have every 4 weekers it's for people who like touch up the gray.
That's awesome.
I have highlight clients that are like every 10 weeks, maybe 8. Extensions every 8 to 10 weeks, and haircuts are usually about 10 to 12 weekers.
That's
so
awesome.
it depends on the day. Like, if I have an extension, I'm probably doing 2 clients. Like, the extension's taken most of the day.
Right.
If I have color all day, like if it's a blonding, I can probably only do about 4 people.
Okay.
Yeah, so it ranges. Like, I could do 1 client, I could do 8. 8 to 10 is like a really busy day.
That
like,
sounds wild.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 1 an hour at that point, or
yeah, and there's a couple there at a time.
Okay.
Like, one's processing. My sister's putting color on someone while I'm cutting. Like,
Gotcha.
It's fun though.
That's awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's really fun. Like, trying to work people in and
Right.
figure out how your schedule's gonna go. And
That's really interesting. I love that. That's awesome.
thank you, Seth.
So tell me about how you actually, because this is the part that I think a lot of people struggle with, and the part that a lot of people are afraid to take that next step. What was it, besides your old experience, but what was it that kind of propelled you into that next step? Like, I'm assuming you had to kind of dig deep and be like, listen, this is it. This is the moment. What was that sort of feeling like for you? Was it freeing? Was it scary? Was it all the above?
When I left that salon, I was so scared, but only a few days in, like, the support from my family and everything, honestly, like, I wasn't feeling great in that salon for a while. It was like, honestly, as soon as I walked out, I just felt like I could breathe again.
That's awesome.
Realizing that the grass was greener when I was told it wasn't was just so relieving. So honestly, doing my own thing was an easy choice. Like, I love it. I love my clients. It's like a hangout, basically.
That's awesome.
Not saying my job's easy. It is very difficult,
Right.
but I've gotten to a place where I have these relationships with my clients, and like, it turns into me doing people's entire families, you know,
That's
like
awesome.
entire friend group, entire business, you know, like,
That's
all
amazing.
the lawyers are, I get my hair done here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is it really you sort of mentioned this earlier, but it really does help to have a large network because you're able to really pull in people and you're just like, I know this one person, she has great hair. Like, so networking is one of the most important parts of the job outside of just knowing how to cut.
I didn't get my clients from social media.
Okay.
You know, mostly word of mouth. I mean, of course I get some from there, but that wasn't my thing. Like, I'm more into networking, word of mouth, because I think nowadays, Instagram's so intimidating because most of the photos are edited.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just am like, I'm not editing my photos.
That's awesome.
It has to be real, but then you're like, this photo isn't good enough.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm always like second guessing posting something because it doesn't look like that photo that won an award that I know is edited because that client came to me so I could fix her hair after. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that makes
it's
sense.
like, nothing feels authentic in the hair world on there for me. I mean, yeah, I'll always post and hopefully people see like, oh my gosh, this is real, you know?
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
So tell me about getting the actual business started. So was the first move getting the space?
Yeah, and like I said, I'm just get lucky. I have a client who I've done for many years, and she opened her own esthetician spa space, and she was working in the building that I'm now working in, and she basically was like, there's a space open down the hall. Here's the number. Here's my accountant. Here's my, like, do what you want, you know? I just had so much help, and most of these people were clients of mine, and they just wanted it for me. They wanted the success and for me, and it was just amazing. So she helped me find the space. My friend who got me the chair after I left my old salon. She helped me with a lot because she opened her own, and it's just like,
oh, cool.
It's so nice to see that people in the industry are helping one another,
Right.
and people are going off on their own and like rooting each other on. So
that's awesome. I'm sure there was a huge, like with any business starting, especially a business where you're literally dealing with customers, I'm sure there's a huge upfront cost. Like you had to buy chairs, you had to buy all this other stuff. Like, what was that like? Was that a whole like couple months just getting everything set up? And
it took, I think, the entire process was a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you able to cut during that year? Or in the
Oh
spot?
yes, I was
Okay.
still in that chair that my friend was helping me out with.
Gotcha.
So that entire time, like my clients knew I was working on this, and it was just crazy. And yeah, I had like plumbing for
Jeez.
sinks to
Right.
wash hair is like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
You know, a lot of the stations
Right.
are a lot of money. The
Right.
chairs, they have to be a certain type. I'm
Okay.
also so picky, and I like, good stuff. So it was tough, but I did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so in terms of, I don't know the first thing about like specific products for this kind of job or industry. Is there like, I'm sure like within sneakers, right? Everyone has like a certain brand that they go to, or a certain thing that they like, or a certain quality. Is there like specific brands that maybe have some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like people know that you're a high-end salon because you've got this certain kind of brand.
Yes,
okay,
it's
gotcha.
L'Oreal.
Okay, L'Oreal. Gotcha.
L'Oreal Professional. I use
Gotcha.
all L'Oreal color Redken. I'm pretty sure they're owned by the same company, but L'Oreal Redken. I love Kerastase. That's like the more high-end brand of L'Oreal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a L'Oreal salon basically.
That's
when people and like when my clients move, I'm like, look for a salon that's L'Oreal because they're usually going to be pretty good.
Gotcha.
So,
and is that because the product is more expensive because it's more premium, or is that?
It's not that it's more. I don't know if it's more expensive,
Okay.
but it's known to be one of the best.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
It probably is the most expensive if I like it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fair enough. So what was like starting things up? Like how did you first get obviously your clients knew who you were and they knew where to find you, but for new clients, like what was that first client outreach like with the new space? Did you do like a post on social media? Did you send out emails? Like what was your sort of...
I did. So working in that space under my own name, I had all those clients in my software that I use for booking.
Okay.
And I just sent out a mass email to all of them. And definitely was posting the entire time that I was opening, had
Gotcha.
gotten a new page started.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
awesome.
most of my clients knew because I was doing their hair for that entire year.
Right.
I didn't do a party or anything like that, but first day was so exciting. A lot of people were like sending me things. My clients were just so supportive and awesome. And
That's awesome.
yeah, it was great.
What was like the biggest hurdle in getting things started? Like at the new spot?
Biggest hurdle. Probably the lease. Oh my gosh, it's like 25 pages.
And were you paying that for the whole year that you were setting things up?
No.
Oh, that's
no,
awesome.
there was a few months where they were going to be doing construction, so they knew I wasn't paying for that.
Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Very cool. So the lease, and then actually like I'm assuming getting all the product in, like getting the chairs in, getting all of that. Was that like a super long process as well?
No, it wasn't. I
Really?
mean, no, it wasn't. But getting things up to the 26th floor was a little complicated.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I've had some furniture broken. I got this desk from CB2. It was
Okay.
like
Oh,
over
sick.
$1,000.
Yes.
Cement, 350 pounds.
Wow.
And they bring it up and it cracks. I'm like, they sent me another one. I got to bring it back up to the 26th floor. You know, there's a
Jeez,
few
that's wild.
things. Yeah, there's a few things that were damaged in the move, but.
Okay.
I guess it was difficult, but I was just so excited. So it was
that makes
fun.
sense. That's awesome. That's awesome. So once you got everything started, and so how long have you been up there in that space?
November will be 3 years.
That's amazing. Congrats. That's awesome. Okay.
It's going fast.
For real, I didn't. Wow. Yeah. Sorry, if you cut the me going for real. Yeah. That'd be great.
I like that.
Okay. What was my? Okay. So I was gonna ask. So for that first year. So was there any like growing pains, like in terms of accounting or in terms of business things, or like what was sort of the main things that you just didn't, the main problems that arose that you just didn't expect to be a problem?
I think like what was so foreign to me is like accounting.
Okay.
And like the money
Right.
part, you know, like I never had to check my own clients out. Now I'm checking out I'm doing a few jobs because I'm doing all of the clients and I'm checking them out,
Right.
which can be a little weird at times, like giving them
Yeah.
to total. But I think that was a hurdle, like learning all about how to book online, how to use a credit card machine. Like, it's not that hard, but like that kind of stuff was so foreign to me. So I think, and getting insurance and like all the licensing, I was like, oh, I need a salon license and a cosmetology license. Like, just a lot of things. I was like, had no idea, but I had so much help.
That's awesome. I feel like that's such a huge part of it. Like, really, especially with the woman who was helping you kind of getting everything set up with the lease and stuff. Like, if you had to do that on your own, like, I feel like everything, at least in my life, that's kind of gone the way that I wanted it to. It was a little bit of trying to figure it out myself, but then there was someone who kind of stepped in.
I know, what I mean? Mentors. And I like to give back. Like, I think about teaching sometimes. That's
awesome.
Because I had so many people. I feel like I'm giving myself no credit, but I had a lot of help along the way.
That's awesome.
And I guess, like,
I mean, you've done a huge amount yourself, but I do think it's important to you know, it's hard to do everything by yourself. I feel like one of the most important things, whether it's in life or in business, that I found is like find people who are really good at the things you're not good at, so that way they can sort of supplement whatever it is, you know. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, so for the next 2 years, were there any, like, I don't know, I can't even, like, what's it like running a salon for 3 years in your own business? Like, you're doing this all yourself, you're doing all the accounting, all the taxes, all this sort of stuff yourself, you're building a social media platform. Like, what is that like? Is it overwhelming? Is it kind of...
Well, from what I came from, this is like the easiest thing to me.
That's awesome.
Like, I love it. This is a breeze. Being able to control my schedule, take off when I want.
That's awesome.
I never take off, but I mean, if I take off, I open up other days. But
That's awesome.
yeah, it's much easier.
That's awesome.
Encourage people to do things on their own and don't be scared.
That's incredible. I feel like you're a perfect example of do what you love and you won't ever work a day in your life. Although you are working, and it is hard.
You know what's the hardest part about my job? Besides the skill, like, it can be really heavy listening to people's stories. Sure. Yeah, I do people's hair during the best times and the hardest times. And yeah, I think the weight of people's emotions might be the hardest part, because I'm such an empath that's, you know, if someone's hurting, I'm hurting, you know, one of my clients, I love them. So I honestly think that's the hardest part, like, hearing people's, the worst things, like, happening to people. Like, I don't, you know.
It's so interesting that people really open up to their barbers or their stylists, and that's something that it seems like pretty universal. And I don't know what it is about you guys that inspires so much trust, but, like, I mean, you guys have become basically our psychologists.
Yes, like doing someone's hair for 10 years. I know everything about them. I've watched them have babies, lose babies, divorce, or get married, like both sides of the spectrum.
It's amazing. Yeah. That could be, do you think that's something that you could be prepared better for? I think as you, like we talked about school earlier, is that something that they let you know might happen? Or is that something that you just figure out on your own? You're like in it, and then someone's like, hey, listen, I just lost my job, or hey, listen, my dog just died, or something like that.
No, yes, it just happens. And I mean, they don't tell you that in school. Like, of course, you always hear, oh, hairstylists like therapists. And I think people go into school because they love doing hair, but I don't think they think of the social aspect. Like, you have to be able to connect with all kinds of people. You have to be able to listen. You have to be able to talk back. And there's a lot of different personalities out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough being an assistant. You are not going to get treated the best. It's so hard, but it gets better.
Interesting. Okay. So do you feel like it's sort of paying your dues? And is being an assistant just a super important, like, base level to becoming a stylist or becoming?
Yes, it's completely necessary.
Gotcha.
I want to go to someone who is doing hair right out of school.
Right, fair enough.
I'm sorry.
So for someone looking to get into this, like, what do you recommend? Like, what is sort of the track that you would say this is your best chance of success?
I think asking for something doesn't hurt. The worst thing that can happen is someone saying no.
Gotcha.
So just ask. Like, if you're nervous to work at that salon, like, the worst thing that can happen is you're rejected. You on to the next, you know?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I've never been scared to ask for something. Like, first year I wanted to do extensions, but I'm an assistant. So my boss was looking at me like I was crazy. But I asked, and he's like, what? You don't even do hair yet. But guess what he sent me? You know, a couple weeks later, he's like, I'm sending you.
That's
and
awesome.
then I had my chair a year later. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, just ask.
That's really
give
good
it a
advice.
try.
Yeah, I think for anything, like that's really important to be able to not afraid to ask, not afraid to ask the dumb questions. Like that's so important.
Yes.
Okay. Well, with that being said, who has the craziest hair right now that you've seen on social media? Give me some, like, throw out some tea. Give me some crazy social media people.
Oh, the craziest.
Like, how do you feel about Justin Bieber balding? We think.
Oh, he always looks good. Doesn't matter.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Okay.
Craziest hair.
Or is there anybody that you'd be like, I could definitely do that hair better? I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that you see that you're like, I could do that hair better.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Okay.
Ooh.
You can do the hair better.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Shoot, you could become the social media. I do the hair of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
No, but
people.
But the one of the girls on the show is the hairstylist, and she
Yikes.
is incredible. She is incredible. I
Right.
think maybe those girls just need some styling tips on how to disguise their extensions. Yeah, they have some crazy hair.
Right. Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to picture them, and I've definitely seen the show, but I can't picture. So okay. Also for me too. Like, how do you know when someone has? This is probably not appropriate for me to ask because I'm not gonna ever say this to somebody. How do you know when someone has extensions when they don't? Is there like a key where it's like, yo, I see you.
Color match could be off.
Okay.
Which mine may be off right now because I don't get my hair done that often. Like, I had to color it myself at home, so mine could be off. But color match could definitely be the reason. Like, you see this like super blonde coming out of someone who has brown.
That's
you know?
great.
Oh no, not me.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, like I think the color could be off. Like
Okay.
people will have like brown hair and then blonde extensions and think that it blends, and it can blend if you style it correctly. But
That makes sense.
yeah.
Okay, well, how do you? So I've always wanted to ask my barber this. I've never asked, but who does your hair? Like, how does this?
Who does my hair? My
does you-
sister.
Okay.
And my friend Marissa that I work with.
Okay.
She'll do my hair. My friend Jen.
So people that you trust.
I have a few people. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And I do it myself.
How does that work? Like, I've always wanted, because I've tried to cut my hair before. I've tried to even like shave like different parts, and I can't do it. Like, is it?
No, you can't see the back of your head. So
That's
that's
okay.
just like, I have a cousin who puts mirrors all around and
That's
cuts
wild.
it, does his own fade. It's incredible. Like, I won't cut his hair because I'm like, no, you do a better job.
That's so. Is
Yeah.
that something that like? Is it just to each their own when it comes to barbers and stylists? Like, I'm gonna do my hair because I feel like I can do better than anyone else, or it's like, I don't know. Like, how do you make that?
Sometimes I think we're forced to do our own hair. Like, we don't
Really?
have time.
That makes sense.
Well, at least me. I don't have any time, so I'm coloring my hair at home by myself. You know.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, of course, my girls will do my hair, but you can't find time.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard.
That makes sense. Okay.
But yeah, I would just be like trimming my hair in the mirror in the morning, cutting my bangs. You know.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, tell me about your social media.
My social media, Seth. Come on, you know it's.
Well, I think it's great. I really love what you said earlier about how you're being honest about it. Like, social media, like we said before, it's a lot of fakeness. It's a lot of slightly editing photos to make them look more appealing than they actually are.
Yes.
So in terms of your social media strategy, obviously that's a big part of it. But sort of what's your cadence? How often do you post? What sort of posts do you do? Like, tell me about it.
So I definitely need to post more.
Okay.
I don't like. I'm insecure about social media. Like,
Okay.
I could use some tips. But yeah, it's just intimidating seeing all of the AI photos and these like picture perfect. I think people have like lighting set up and these huge cameras. Honestly, when I'm finished a client, they probably have to go. Like, they're so busy, and my next client's waiting for me, so I don't have that time to be taking that perfect picture. You know, it takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I could hire someone for that. That would be great. I'm doing a content day soon, so I'm
cool.
excited for that.
That's awesome.
I have clients in marketing, and they were like, let's trade. So
That's awesome.
that's another like perk of my industry, trade with everyone.
Right.
Like, my nail tech today, I was like, I'm cutting your hair next time. She's like, and I'm going to do your nails. So I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Where were we?
We're talking about social media, sort of how
Social media. So I'm more of a story person because it's quick and easy, and I feel like it doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
So little clips and like videos of the hair. I'm more into videos because you can see more of the lighting and reflection and how hair can look different colors in different lighting. Still shots, I just beat myself up like if there's a hair out of place, so it's really hard. And I could edit it, but I won't.
That's great though. I like that a lot. I really like that a lot. That's a really great, because people definitely get to a point, like, I don't post I'm the same way. I don't post photos of myself really because I just don't. I never like the way that I look. And like with videos, it's like, you know what? You're getting what you're getting. You see me on YouTube all the time. Like you're gonna get the same. I'm never gonna look the way I want, so I'm just gonna put it out. But photos, it's like I was just standing weird, or like my shirt was untucked, or my hair was off, or I'm just looking stupid. You know?
I know. I wish I could have that. Like, I probably won't even listen to this podcast because I can't stand to hear my own voice. Like, do you watch yourself after? I guess you have to.
I had, especially when I was editing a lot. Like for the last like 9 years, I've been editing myself, so I got used to it. In the beginning, it was awful, and I still don't like it, but it's sort of turned off to where it's like in my brain, it's like I don't think of it as myself, even though I know it's me. It's just like a mental like, okay, I screwed up this word, or maybe, you know, it's a lot easier to be analytical now.
Yeah, and I need to take my own advice where I'm like, just try. You could, you know,
Totally.
the worst that could happen is you're rejected. But
100%.
when it comes to like video and photos of myself, it's just I'm not into it.
And I completely understand that, but it's interesting because you literally you tried it and you just went for it with your own business. So it makes, I mean, I understand it's a whole different like world, but I think it's one of those things you just got to jump into it. You're right. Take your own advice. Definitely.
I know. All right, maybe some more reels and with some voiceovers. Like maybe I'll do more of that.
That'll be awesome.
Just explaining what's going on in the process and maybe some consultations.
That'd be awesome.
Film some consultations.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Sort of seeing that behind the scenes. Like I know that if there's something that like my barber sort of does this. Shout out to him, by the way, if he's probably not watching, but if he is.
It's still the same barber you've been going to?
Yeah. He's great. I love him. He's awesome. But like being able to see sort of his process and understanding, because like I have no understanding of that industry, and like sort of getting just a peek inside, getting the behind the scenes look is so cool.
It is.
Because you get an appreciation for it.
Yeah.
Like there are so many things in the world that like I just never. They just happened and I took them for granted. And then sort of seeing it from behind the scenes, you're like, wow, there's so much more that goes into this.
I know. I feel like a lot of people don't know that about my industry.
Totally, yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, oh, like a lot of men. They'll be like, oh, you're just playing with hair all day.
Right.
Like, you know, or even some of my friends, like they don't take my job seriously and it hurts my feelings. But, yeah, we're not just playing with hair.
100%.
I'm paying for a lot of education, spending a lot of time on learning, and just hearing stories from clients and connecting with people is just could be mentally draining at the end of the day.
Totally.
And I love them and I want them to tell me everything.
Right.
But
Right.
I take it home with me.
Totally. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like that's a huge part of the job that I just didn't even think about, and it makes so much sense. But like, they really must open up, and yeah, that's brutal. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
brutal.
the hardest part.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
Because I'm so empathetic. Maybe it might not be hard for everyone, but I feel like doctors, like you know, like they try
Oh
not
my
to
gosh.
take
Yeah.
it home with them. I mean, I'm obviously comparing myself to a doctor, but like, yeah, it's like the grief and stuff. You take it home.
Totally. And I'm sure a lot of these people talk to you more than even their own family. Like, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm usually first person to find out when someone's pregnant.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
that's
they're
awesome.
like, "Can I get my hair done?" I don't know. I'm like, "Ask your doctor."
That makes sense.
But
That makes sense.
yeah, normally they'll wait, but yeah, it's usually them being like, "Hey, I got to tell you, I'm pregnant and I have to cancel my appointment
Oh
because
my
I have to
gosh.
wait until I can
Right.
color my hair so I'm in the clear." So yeah, it's a lot of that.
Wow. Okay. What? So I know you probably can't because I don't want you to like blow up anyone's spot. But like, do you have any like crazy like stories to tell me? Like, I'm sure there's something that like. So tell me.
There's so many.
Really?
Yeah, there's just, but I probably still do their hair to this day, so I
Really?
can't talk about them.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
But I
That
love
makes sense.
them all.
That's awesome. That's awesome. In terms of the future, like, where do you see yourself kind of going from here?
I guess my plan is to just keep growing, possibly, hopefully subcontract some people
That's
from
awesome.
different states and possibly get into some teaching.
Oh, that would be
because
awesome.
I used to teach at my old salon, and I really liked it.
That's
and I think I taught people things. So yeah, maybe that's something I would get into. Obviously need to work on my social media.
I mean, it looks, from what I did like a cursory search before you came over. I think it looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
It does look good, but maybe I'm not reaching out, and I'm not.
Fair enough.
Like, our hashtag's cool anymore. I feel like people are saying you don't have to do a hashtag.
That's what people. So I was watching. I've been like, this is one of those things that like, same thing with TikTok and YouTube. Like, I never know what actually works because the algorithm's always changing. But for Instagram, I was watching a clip from, I think, the guy who runs some part of the programming side or whatever. And he was saying that hashtags now are currently being used more for connecting two similar posts. So like, if you're looking for a specific topic, which I guess it always kind of was doing this, but connecting two different posts together. So when you search, whatever, that'll come up. But it doesn't help with actual discoverability. So like no one's gonna like, unless they're specifically searching for, I don't know what a hashtag would be in your industry, but something like very specific.
Then blonde hair.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So they're not gonna find it. So I think hashtags. I think
give it up.
Yeah. Cool. I think honestly, short form content is where it's at. Like short form video. That's what all these social media platforms are pushing.
Okay.
And it sucks. I don't like doing short form, and I know there's a lot of people out there who don't as well. But it's one of those things that I think really will help blow up your platform.
Like I told you, I am liking like just short videos, not still frames.
And also it can be raw too. Like one thing I really like about at least like Vine initially and like and TikTok and things is it's the best. I miss it so much. I really like. I was talking to someone earlier about it. And like this is the best platform.
I mean TikTok's good too.
It's fun, but you get stuck.
It's
into, like,
funny. I like
of,
the funniness of it.
That's true. That's true. And man, and then you run across like the weirdest. Like there was I don't want to get too deep in it, but there was like a divorced cowboy TikTok for a while.
I never saw it. That's hilarious.
I don't know how it happened. I just got in there. Or there was like, I'm sure you heard about the NPC trend where people were pretending like they're from video games and like, God, it's the worst. And I would sit there like, and my wife would be like, why are you watching this guy dressed up as Spider-Man in New York for 5 minutes, like doing the same thing? I'm like, I don't know, Jordan. Like, I have no idea why I'm doing this.
I think she loves that about you.
I hope so, because she's stuck with me. Oh my gosh. So yeah, but I think short form is the way of the future. And I think that as much as it sucks, it's something that will help sort of separate the old guard from the new guard. I think it's the thing that's going to keep some brands alive and some brands not. And I think that any brand right now, and not to go too deep into the spiel, but like I think social media presence is so important, whether it's small or big. Just having a way for people to find you, it's like the new Yelp review almost. You know what I mean? It
is, and like I will always have social media. Like if I didn't have a business, I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't have social media.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's very important,
Totally.
and it's really helpful. I love learning on there, like I said.
How important are, getting back to Yelp reviews, how important are like Google reviews and things like that? Is that something?
They say Google reviews are the most important.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My software lets you leave a review at the end of your appointment. You'll get an email with your receipt and you can write a review, but it's only on my software. So you'll see them on my website, but they're not on Google. But I think, I mean, obviously it's working. I don't know. But
that's awesome.
Yeah. Google reviews apparently are great though.
Do you have?
I mean, I still read them.
Yeah, I guess I do too. Yeah, like I'll pick a food place that is a 4.9 star versus a food place that has like a 4.3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, my clients are all different ages, so I need Google reviews too. Like I have like 18-year-olds to 75-year-olds. So yeah,
wow,
I need to be. Yeah,
that's a huge. Not to get
I need
back
to be
into
accommodating.
Like, absolutely. Does this is so off topic, but I'm gonna get into it regardless. How does hair differ from an 18-year-old to an 85-year-old?
Everyone needs their hair done.
Right.
I mean, one of them can afford it more than the other. No, I'm kidding. I mean, 18-year-olds are probably getting highlights and have really long hair. They don't want to cut it.
Right.
My older clients normally need their gray touched up, you know?
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. That's super interesting. Okay.
I love my older clients. I love my young clients. They probably have the best
stories.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That makes sense.
Shout out to Kitty Bo. Like,
Kitty Bo.
That's my girl.
Let's go.
I love her.
Well, I've really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for coming on. This is a blast. Where can they find you?
You can find me on alc.hairstudio on Instagram, and alchairstudio.com is my website.
And on the 26th floor of what street?
It's the Medical Tower it's 255 South 17th Street.
But don't just show up because you need an appointment.
Absolutely.
Okay, well now for the YouTube viewers, you're in for a treat because we're going to do my favorite segment, sock shopping, where we go around and you get to pick out whatever socks you want.
Okay.
And for the Spotify listeners and the iTunes listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next week. All right, so it's time to sock shop. And let me just give you a rundown of all the different areas. So we've got the Lowe's. Let me turn the camera down. There we go. We got the Lowe's in different colors. We've got the mids over there in different colors. Those are both.
I don't have any mids.
Look, take as many as you want.
All right.
We got some mids over there, and then over here we've got the sock wall, and then of course this whole building is technically a sock wall. We got the sock wall, and then we've got limited collections, and just feel free to roam and grab whatever you want.
All right, thank you.
Let's do it. Okay, let's see.
So when we were in the airport a few weeks ago, you complimented my sneakers.
Let's go.
So
what are you rocking today?
Jeffrey Campbell.
Oh,
Everyone hates these. Everyone makes fun of them. They're so cool.
They're awesome.
They look like water shoes.
They're interesting. I've never seen anything like that before.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, let me get it.
can grab you a couple if you want. Let me grab you a bag too, so you can throw them in a bag. Baggie.
I need some tan for those
We
New
got
Balance
tans.
I was wearing.
Let's go. We've got sand tan. We've got this is a slightly darker tan. These are all the low ones if you want lows, or we've got mediums or mids. Sorry. We've got I think this is called ochre. This is sort of a darker brown. We've got brown. We've got green. We've got pink. We've got blue. We've got gray. I think some of the white and blacks we might be out of just because they're super popular.
Where's your highs?
The highs.
Here's some, right?
These are the mids. So these are all the mids.
Oh, these are ankle.
Those are ankle. Yeah. But take some ankle.
I don't know my.
We've also got.
I don't know my sock vocabulary.
These
are mid brown.
Those are mid. Are those? Let me see. Are those
Brown?
mid brown or black? I can't tell. These do look like the brown one. Yeah. Yeah, these are the brown one.
Yes.
Yep.
Sick.
And then over here we've got the crew length ones are on the back wall,
Okay.
and then the limited ones are over here on the ground. So we've got like a bunch of different collections. These are all like the collegiate colors inspired by different colleges, technically inspired by, well, I won't say that because I don't want to get in trouble, inspired by certain sneakers.
Ooh.
A bunch of bright colors, like bright orange,
I have
red.
your LA orange.
Oh, let's go.
I love those.
Those are sick. I think
Yeah.
we're completely sold out of those actually.
Well, I have 2 pairs.
Let's
so
go, okay.
Maybe I'll sell one.
They are on StockX. If you guys want to check them out on StockX. I don't know if those particular ones are, but we do have socks on
There's like
StockX.
a white,
Oh yeah.
a high white.
So we've got white, we got XL, we've got medium large, and we've got small. And then, so here's, I don't know what size you want, but we've got all the big sizes are on the top, middle sizes are on the bottom.
Medium XL white. Do you have your slouches here?
We do have one color of slouches. We have the Marissa Hill, I think we just have, we do have a sand and we do have
Shut
green.
up.
There you go, we got these guys.
Every time I'm with Jordan, she has these on.
They're great,
I'm
they're
like,
the best.
"Please, I need to get a pair.
They're awesome. We had white and black, but they sell out crazy quick.
Sick.
What else do we have? We've got floral collection. We've got some Easter stuff left over. We've got this collab with a New York-based artist.
Sunflowers.
Yeah, right? We've also got, this is great too. This is Amber Vittoria. So she's an artist. She did a mid collection this time. She's got 4 different socks. She's kind of like a Web3 artist, but she does like really cool, just like colorful stuff.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, it's sick. It's really cool. She did like 4 different ones, like the black, cream, white. Yeah.
Are these size or?
No, those are
One
just
size.
medium large. Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the limited stuff is medium large,
Okay.
and then it's only really the essentials that come in small and XL.
Alright,
But medium
cool.
large, I would say, works for almost everybody. Because like my wife has really small feet. She wears medium large. She does wear small too, but she wears medium large. And then my dad is like size 13 feet, and he wears medium large. So it's yeah, I know. So he probably
That's
should
why
wear
they're the
XL.
best socks ever made.
Exactly. He should wear XL, but he is just stubborn. And it's like, no, I want to wear the ones that have this color. I'm like, well, we don't have that one in that size, so.
All right, let me see what I got, Seth.
Sweet.
I
You
can't
can
get carried
hats, shirts,
away.
too. No, grab as much as you want. Grab something for Colin too, like whatever you want.
Well,
to
I
grab.
got the white for him, but I think I should
perfect.
get one more.
Yeah. Grab as
You know,
much
he
as you
likes
want.
like cool, funky stuff, like a high.
Cool. We've got here we've got all sorts of stuff. So these are. I'm assuming he's not really a New York fan of any kind, but he might be into this.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so you probably wouldn't like this one. These are inspired. These are an artist called Nathan Walker. He does
Yeah,
like really
black
cool.
and white.
Yep. Basketball inspired socks. He's awesome.
Are these basketballs on here?
They are basketballs on there, yeah. So there's basketballs on there. We've got, these are sneaker inspired, so he might not be super fond of those just because they're very specifically
He's
sneaker.
a Vans guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We've got, what else? There is also a secret bin that I could grab some socks from. Let me grab
Oh
let me
wait,
grab some
what
stuff
about
from
the red
secret bin.
rose?
Yeah, grab
That's
that one.
perfect for him.
Sweet.
Seth, come on.
That one's fire. I love that one.
Yeah.
And we're getting
that's
close to
so
selling out of that one
him.
too, so yeah.
All right, you
Awesome.
don't mind then?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me just double check. Hey Josh, are we good if we grab a red rose? Okay, cool.
You could say no. You sure?
I think so.
I feel bad.
As long as it didn't
you
already
think
sell
I'm
out.
not taking it?
Well, no. I think it's fine, right? I didn't see any yellow roses or red roses sold.
No, all the
Oh, so you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was only if there was an order already that we just hadn't packed yet. But
All right, I think I'm good, Seth.
awesome. Do you want like any hats or like
I have my pretty much
pins?
broke.
Would you like a shirt? Would you like? You can literally take as much as you want.
Seth.
You can take some sneaker wipes that look like something else. If you want to take some-
We have a couple.
Fair enough.
I'll take one more.
Cool.
Yeah, I just like looking.
You can seriously take shirts too.
This is
Whatever you'd
cool.
like. Yeah, those are sick. I love that one.
Love. What are you selling out of most with your shirts?
With the shirts,
right now?
it depends. It's really, sizes tend to be the things that sell out for us most. So like larges we're usually out of, but like certain sizes, it really just depends kind of on the.
Is it like men's?
Men's, yeah. We do have some women specific ones, but they don't do as well. So these are sort of unisex, I would say.
Well, I feel like a medium I could do if it's men's.
Yeah. Yeah, do we have any? We do have some. We don't have a lot of mediums. We have a medium
Like
in.
something that you have much of, like you have a good amount of.
We have. I mean, okay. So let's see. We've got this guy. This is sort of a heat map guy. This one is sort of a gray. I may have worn this in Mexico. I'm not sure. A gray with like a. I forget what it says. It says something about APTHCRY on the back in a small paragraph, but it's like sort of a washed black. And then we've also got the university tee, which is this design in medium. And then
Yes,
we've got,
you do. I want the.
Yes.
That's the one I wanted. I didn't
Oh,
know
this
if
is
you
a small.
had. Oh, it's okay.
Do we have a medium of the black one? Oh, we have medium. Oh, here's. We have a medium of. So that's a long sleeve green work tee.
What do you mean work? Oh,
So it's got kind of like a Carhartt. It's got like a pocket.
sick.
Yeah, take it. Yeah, grab it. Seriously.
where does it say APTHCRY?
Right on this little patch, right, which you can't really see. Actually,
that's
there was one that was open. Yeah, it's pretty small.
See, I love it, but I want it to
Take it.
rock.
No, take it. It's awesome.
APTHCRY.
No, take it. Seriously, take it. Go for it.
That's it. We're
Awesome.
done.
Well, thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
It was good
Seth.
to see you.